Hello and welcome to Andrew's Intuition. This is a reading for the sign of Virgo, wherever it is in your placement. And if you don't even know what your chart is or where Virgo relates to you, and if it does, trust that the universe is reflecting something back to you in being magnetized and driven to this video. And with that being said, allow your own internal guidance system to serve as the second half of this reading. This is a collective reading. So your own discernment and ability to be able to know and feel what resonates. Scratch no. It's really about the feeling. That is going to help you so that the service that I'm providing can serve you in your life. And with that being said, I say that a lot. Guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, beings of love and light, those that walk with us in God's love and grace, please guide me so that I may deliver the messages for Virgo and all and any that are finding themselves drawn to this video. Thank you. Archangel Michael, please protect against any distorting energies and or intentions. We are so very grateful and thankful for this opportunity. And with that I say, amen. Virgos, y'all crazy. We are crazy. My moon sign is Virgo, but there's a lot of triggers, and I'm not surprised because we're coming into the full moon in Libra energy, which is very much about relational energy, and full moons representing the apex, the culmination of intensity, right, in reference to a particular energy. So know that you're being triggered as fuck right now, and it has to do with abandonment. And there's two sets of Virgos that I feel like I'm reading for. So you're either falling on the receiving end or the active end of this energy, and that's abandonment. Okay, somebody over here has ghosted your ass, or you have ghosted someone, and there's a level of guilt here because if you've ghosted someone, there's a level of guilt because you kind of feel like you know what that feels like, and this person is kind of they're pulling out all the stops to make Virgo feel uncomfortable about it, like I know you like make you feel like you did them dirty, when in reality you were operating in a way to protect something that you're creating. So if you've been seeing someone and you see red flags about them, or you come into an awareness about yourself through it, and you realize that like there's only you've been guided to move in a certain way, and maybe in a way that doesn't necessarily give them the answers that they think they want, right? If you're on the other end of this, there's a trigger in reference to somebody, like it's almost like everything's rocking, like we're doing well, we're feeling each other, we're getting to know each other, and then all of a sudden it's like, what happened? Like, what is that, right? And the universe is testing you, so to speak. Check out my full moon in Libra video, but the universe is testing you because it's like, are you ready? Are you cool with holding yourself in this and not getting all wonky about the fact that this person just dropped you like a hot potato? Because here's the thing, like what you're walking into in this burden, right? You're walking into the King of Pentacles, right? So it's setting you up, right? There's some kind of like awareness and discernment test that Virgo has passed, but right now you're triggered, right? So you made the right decision, and if this person ghosted you, know that it's a universal test to see if you can hold yourself through it to receive what's after. It's almost like I have this person in my life who made a really generous offer to me recently, and ever since then they've been radio silent, and it felt like it feels like a test now in hindsight, because it's like I thought that was going to be the answer to some of the things that I was calling in, right? And then when that person started to feel a little different, started to feel a little bit like maybe this isn't really going to happen, maybe this was like a tease or something, like maybe it's just not going to be, right? And there was something triggering in that, like, man, every time I work towards something and every time I think something's coming through, it's like I'm being teased by the universe. Yeah, you are. You're being teased by the universe, Virgo, because there's something that you've always wanted. And I'm talking about like deeply desired, even if you weren't always aware of it, right? What are some of the things that Virgo has been calling in that this is referencing to, Spirit? Thank you. Thank you. Justice. Libra full moon, baby. Queen of Wands. Passion. Balance. Enjoyment. Can I get a clarity card for the Queen of Wands? The Knight of Cups. Yeah, you've been wanting to like live in your authentic flow and allow that to call in something really authentic, because Virgo knows what it feels like to settle for something less. And let me tell you something, when Virgo brings in someone into their life, trust and believe that they're doing a sight check on their garden. They're telling this person what to do. They're saying, hey, listen, you need this in your soil, you need this, you want to grow this, you need this. You're trying to give this person opportunity to receive the fruits of their labor, what they can create, right? Virgo always helps in the nurturing aspect of things, and they're very you guys work very hard, right? And you're very diligent about that in whatever sector of life that's applied to. But when it comes to whoever this is, this person was triggered. So wherever it is that you're being triggered to believe that there's something about you that's off or wrong or whatever that dark side of you is wanting to communicate to you, consider this. Consider that if you were the one that was ghosted, you triggered this person, okay? The flow, the authenticity, the fire, the passion, the pop, the snap, crackle, and pop that you brought to the table triggered that person. And so they may want to tell stories about it and make it like, oh, you're not a right match or whatever, tell their friends whatever. And I feel like whatever's being said about you is going to find its way back to you. But know that it had nothing to do with the fact that you were not the right partner. In fact, you were too much of the right partner, and therefore they were triggered and they weren't ready for it. But if you can hold yourself through that, and if you can allow yourself not to spiral in the trigger of being rejected, then you'll actually walk right into the person that is ready for it. And you are ready for it. You're ready for what you've been calling in, because for very long you weren't, right? And when it comes to another person, you were about to settle again. If it's the other way around and you ghosted someone, it was because you came into an awareness that you were settling, right? And there was an awareness of the fact that this person wasn't ready to receive. So this person wasn't ready to receive you fully, and there were aspects about your spirituality and your experience that you tried to share that they weren't able to rock with. And thank you, Spirit. So what you're desiring is to be authentic, and that means like being able to be with somebody who really can understand that spiritual experience on a deeper level, can really even hold space, have those conversations with you, right? And with the Magician, it's like you're able to really create and bring this in to be the point of attraction for what this is. Finally, right? And the Knight of Cups is coming in. That Knight is coming in. And the Six of Pentacles, this is like being victorious after a struggle that you were never a part of, right? Meaning, I'm feeling like there's like drama that wants to come of this. So like, say if you were ghosted, it's like you're following your old patterns and you're missing everything. If you're over here calling up this person and that person and this person and harping on the fact that like, why can't anything work for me, and I just want to vent, and like I'm just like so sad because like why does things not work out for me, and like why did this guy like just disappear on me, like you see, like I have the worst luck in the world, and like calling people who are going to justify you in that, right? Having conversations and sharing your experience in a way that keeps you stuck in that place of lack, and you're telling stories about yourself that are not true, right? So that is a pitfall here, right? If you're the person that ghosted, right? If you feel like guilty or insecure, right? Where you have to go around and talk about this person and say like, oh yeah, like this person was a little crazy, I dodged a bullet there, right? Like I'm glad that I didn't keep things going. I'm glad that I dropped that person like a hot potato. Why? Because they were hiding something from you, or you had to hide something from them, right? But then you're adding all these stories to justify it, because deep down you feel guilty because you know what that feels like to be abandoned in that way. And there's a part of you that needs to justify it by having conversations about it. So anywhere where we're dragging stories out, regardless of what side we're on here, is actually preventing us from receiving what's next. What comes through this, right? In the collective reading for the full moon in Libra, I was talking about like riding the cosmic bull and what it means to be able to have the strength to stay on and be able to hold on to that bull while the rhythm of the universe is like testing you and trying to throw you off, and you still remain on that bull, and even when you get thrown off, you get back on, instead of going off and having conversations and taking shots at the bar and telling everybody about how crazy it was that you were on the bull. You know what I mean? Get back right back on the bull. Get back right back. Get back on the bull. What else does Virgo need to hear today? Thank you. What advice do you have for Virgo? What advice do you have for Virgo? The Moon card. We were talking about this before in the Libra reading. But if you look at those two dogs, one is a domesticated one and one is a wild one. One has a collar and one is unkempt, right? These are two different sides of you, your nature and your nurture, right? And all that is unseen. And you're calling in manifesting something that you've been wanting for a long time. What has Virgo been wanting, Spirit? You've been wanting a new beginning, right? You've been wanting a new beginning. And notice how that dog is the same. It's the same dog. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they took that dog and they like cut it out and repositioned it onto the Fool card or vice versa. But it's that domesticated dog, right? That the dog that is programmed and conditioned, right? And with that full moon, I mean, it looks like a sun, but it could be also considered to be a moon here. You know, the full moon represents a new beginning, right? And this new beginning, I'm also hearing like a lot of solar plexus energy, so you might be feeling a lot of weird vibes in the gut area, and that is also throwing you off, right? Spirit is saying it's easy to get caught up and lost and tangled up in everything that's being triggered emotionally right now, in reference to this abandonment, whether it's you are the one who's dulling it out or you're the one who's receiving it. And Spirit is saying if you could like get a little bit higher, he's on a ledge, he's looking over the ledge down at the land, like if you can get a higher view here, you'll realize that you're right on track to attract something that you've been asking for a really, really long time. And a lot of that has to do with like with the Moon card, Cancer energy. You've been calling in like love, depth. Virgo's been needing depth, okay? Depth and water. Your soil's been dry as fuck, okay? And you want some water for that soil. And you know that in order for you to bring in that water, you need to have somebody who can hold space for that spirit, for that life, right? And the Knight of Pentacles, right? And it's been a slow crawl, right? But you want something that you can build, right? And it doesn't need to be something that happens immediately. One thing that I appreciate about Virgo is that you guys don't mind waiting. You guys don't mind, like, you like having something to look forward to, okay? So you don't mind if something's going to take some time here. That's okay for you. Like, you're good with that. But, you know, you just want to make sure that it's actually coming, right? Rather than being something that's being teased, something that feels like you're being teased about it, but it just never feels like it's right. And voila, the new beginning is here. That fire, that spark, right? There's a lot of distractive energy going on in the collective, and that can be considered like the bull trying to throw you off. But really, the universe is giving us one final intense test to say, do you really want these scales to be balanced? Do you really want this? If you want it, prove it. Prove it. Prove that you're not going to get caught up in the same old stories that keep you where you are. Prove it that you're not going to let these triggers, even if you can't change the way you feel, that you're not going to allow them to drive you into action that will actually anchor you to what was and make you miss your opportunity to meet the right person. I'm also hearing this person may be a father of a Leo, or there's something about this person that you're connecting to, and either they are a Leo, or they're connected to a Leo, or they're preceding a Leo X. Some information around Leo here. Thank you, Spirit. Don't be thinking about it. Don't overthink it. Don't get lost in this shit. Don't do it. Just don't do it, Virgo. We have the Four of Swords. enter the still crypt with trepidation. The cool marble slabs invite you to lay down your cares and woes for a while, to rest on the buyer seems like a tempting fate, goading it to making your rest eternal. At last, the quiet penetrates you without troublesome dreams. Sleep brings peace and can restore you in the fullness of time. Self-care, rest, recuperation, peace, and quiet. A debilitating situation. So, I think some of you guys I heard the doghouse. So some of you guys may have put someone in the doghouse, or you yourself are in the doghouse, in the sense of like this person might have mutual friends of yours, and you might feel the need to want to prove to them or help them understand why you came to this decision, why you did this, or vice versa, right? This person that ghosted you might have people in common, and you might be trying to bark up their tree, trying to like change fate and help things, like change things up, like make things different. And spirit is saying like, no, like right now you're in a place where like you can't even turn to people. Like, so it even feels like for some of you, like there's this situation is a situation where like you can't even go to the people you normally go to if you wanted to, right? Not that you can't, but it'll be awkward because there's like interconnected relationships here. And spirit is saying like you can't do the things you used to do, and even though it feels unnatural right now, you got to kind of ease your mind through it and know that there's no escaping the discomfort of this. And that's a big message that's been coming through, especially with this full moon energy. There's no escaping the discomfort. Okay, I'm sorry to break it to y'all, but we're not here to be comfortable. You'd think that Virgo would know that more than anybody, right? And there's something about you that wants to seek comfort in a lover, wants to seek comfort in another, in a group, in being appreciated. Really, Virgo, what you really want, what you're really desiring is to be appreciated, to be seen for all of your beautiful landscaping abilities, in reference to like your ability to garden and grow and work and build, right? And how you're able to nurture. Like you're wanting to be appreciated for all of the qualities that have been taken for granted in the past. And yeah, so what? This person wasn't able to appreciate it. And then if you ghosted this person, or if you're the one ghosting, then you realize that this person will never be able to appreciate who you really are, right? And that's like defeating the purpose of you trying to open yourself up to that in the first place. But you are going to achieve so much of what you've been bringing into fruition. Everything that you've been praying for, everything that you've been calling in, it will come, right? But you got to ride this divine cosmic bull, right? You got to be able to like sit through this and not do the same old shit you've done, right? Let them watch from afar, right? Let them watch while you go, like wondering, like, why is she abandoning those two swords? Why is he abandoning those two swords? What's their deal? Why are they doing that? What is Virgo doing over there, right? But they, like I said in the other reading, they're the ones that have the clouds over their head. You are cloudless. You got a clear sky above your head, homie. And there's a lot about this situation and within your intuition that is just asking to be trusted without having to be explained, right? You don't need to explain yourself to anyone, and nobody needs to truly explain anything to you, right? You're so close, Virgo. You're so close. Right now I'm feeling triggered. I'm even feeling like when I started this reading, it kind of felt like I had like a frog in my throat and I just wanted to cry. I think that you guys are going through a lot, and whether this is romantic or not, I'm sure that you're able to derive whatever messages are for you in this. So that concludes this reading. But before you go, I'm doing a promotion for first time sessions, meaning if you've never, booked a session with me, then my readings are 50% off. Not the one-on-one ones, but you can check in the description box and see which ones I offer. I offer love, career, and ancestral readings. And usually they're $50 and they're 50% off. So that's $25 for anyone who's never received a reading from me. And if you are curious, you can go on my website, Andrew's Intuition, to check out my testimonials. I shine most in my private sessions. So if you're looking for an extension on this reading, Virgo, or if you're wanting to get really specific about what you're going through and you're needing an assist, hit your boy up. Okay, all that information is in the description box of this video. And until next time, I leave you in the divine light of the divine creator.